Social grant beneficiaries around the country are complaining about unauthorized and unexplained deductions from their EasyPay Everywhere bank accounts, better known as EPE or the Green Card. Moneyline, a Net1 subsidiary, and Grindrod Bank operate the EPE card. Net1 is also the parent company of Cash Paymaster Services, or CPS, which is contracted by SASSA to pay social grants to over 17 million beneficiaries. We also bring you an exclusive interview with a former CPS employee who explains how Net1 subsidiaries allegedly target grant beneficiaries for financial products. It's the middle of a drought-stricken summer in Serena in the Western Cape. 37-year-old single mom Serena lives in Hamlet, just outside of Serena, with her 4 children. She relies on occasional farm work and has no other income besides the child support grants totaling 1,050 rand.
Dit gaan baie moeilik met my. Baie moeilik. Want ek werk mos nie nou op die oomblik nie. Ek moet dan by die ene stukkie vra, dan by daai ene stukkie vra. Ek moet my rent betaal waar ek bly. Ek het 'n babietjie van 8 maande. Hy dra Kimby nog, hy's nog op melk. Maar weens my omstandighede kan ek nie vir hom melk koop nie. Ek moet hom op my teta, op my bors hou. En ek kry nie genoeg voedsel in laat hy kan bors drink by my nie. Ek moet elke dag net sorg dat daar iets op die tafel is om my kinders om te eet. Dan waar ek 'n kop koffie lewe, dan 'n bietjie koffie kan drink, dan is daai ook alright vir my.
Serena often borrows money to buy food. She has received multiple loans from a micro-lender called Moneyline. She says a Moneyline representative told her to open an EasyPay Everywhere or EPE bank account and said the account would make access to Moneyline loans easier. The child support grants would now automatically be transferred from her SASSA-branded bank account to her new EPE account.
Ek het by die groenkaart mense aangesluit hoe ek swaar kry. Hulle het my gesê ek kan 'n lening van R1000 by hulle kry.
Funeral policy deductions are not allowed against child support grants. But the next time Serena needed a Moneyline loan, she says she was told she needed a Smart Life funeral policy to qualify for the loan.
Toe moet ek my vingerprinte neem, toe moet ek teken. Voor ek geteken het, toe sê hulle vir my, maar ek moet eers by 'n polis aansluit.
Serena also approached a micro-lender called XY Money Loans that initially loaned her 256 rand in September 2016. After deductions for loans from Moneyline and XY Money Loans, Smart Life for a funeral policy, and the EPE banking charges, in October she was left with 56 rand. In December, she found only 39.82 rand in her EPE account.
Die kinders het dit baie swaar gevat. My kinders het ertjiesop geëet met kaal, R2 bene het ek vir my kinders gekoop. Ek moes gebedel het vir R2 dat my kinders ook net aan Kersfees iets in hulle maggie kry. Ek was hartseer geweest. Ek het in my hokkie gekom. Ek het op my enkelkoei aan my gesit. My trane het geloop. Maar wat kan ek doen?
65-year-old pensioner Jacob lives in Op die Berg, just outside of Serena. He takes care of his 2 permanently disabled sons.
Ek drink graag kloofkoffie. Gelukkig het ek aan mense wat my help met hom, omdat hy skoon is en aangetrek is en eet en so aan, want hy kan nou nie vir homself kos maak en so. Hy mos nou die ouetjie wat verstandelik gestremd is. Hy mos nou die ouetjie wat sy brein baie seer gekry het met geboorte saam.
Jacob says an EPE representative told him that he would need to open an EPE bank account before he could obtain a Moneyline loan. He says he was also asked to bring other grant beneficiaries who needed loans to his house.
Ek wou 'n lening gehad het by hulle, toe sê hulle ja, ek kan nie 'n lening by hulle kry met daai wit kaart nie. Ek moet hierdie kaart het hulle gewys vir my, die groen kaart. Ek moet so 'n kaart hê en dan gaan ek kwalifiseer vir 'n lening by hulle.
He says he thought the EPE agent was linked to SASSA.
Toe ek vir hulle vra hoe wettig is die, toe sê hulle nee, hulle is wettig want ek moet dink as hulle nie wettig is, sou hulle nie die masjienkies gehad het wat die kaarte aktiveer dat hulle kan geld trek nie. Hy het vir my gesê hulle is van SASSA, hulle toestemming om die lening te gee vir die mense.
Jacob says the representative used a machine in his lounge to switch him from his SASSA-branded account to EPE. Net1 confirmed that an EPE representative visited Jacob at home but denied using SASSA's branding. After Jacob signed up for EPE, he noticed unauthorized deductions from his account. Without a bank statement, he was unable to check what the additional deductions were for.
Ek kan nie lees, ek het nie skool gehad nie. Ek kan nie lees en skryf nie en ek verstaan ook nie wat baie mense vra nie. Lyk my baie is moedwillig. Hulle sien sommer ek is van daardie tydse mense. Hulle kan maar vir my die vraag vra. Hulle weet sommer ek sal nie verstaan waaroor dit gaan nie.
Net1 is the parent company of not only CPS, but also EPE, Moneyline Loans, and Smart Life. Net1 denies reports that they are targeting their financial products at grant beneficiaries. But a former CPS and Smart Life employee who wishes to remain anonymous has chosen to share his experiences.
I was going out with the pay teams to the pay site in rural areas from 2011 to 2015. Then in December 2015, we were asked by our manager that he wanted us to sell Smart Life to the beneficiaries. We refused to do that and they ended up forcing us to do that.
His allegations confirm claims made against EPE, Smart Life and Moneyline by many beneficiaries and the media.
Let me explain how it goes. There are three of us in a car, Moneyline car. There is this guy doing loans, and the one that does EPE, and the one that does Smart Life. So the beneficiary will come to us for a loan. Then the guy will issue the loan, but we have to tell the beneficiary that we have to change his or her card to EasyPay. Then when he finished with EasyPay, then he will come to Smart Life. We will also issue Smart Life policy. Moneyline, EasyPay, and Smart Life are only targeting the social grant beneficiaries.
But Net1 denies his claims. He adds that EPE, Moneyline and Smart Life staff in his region was under pressure to meet monthly targets.
The applicants, they only have to bring their ID and the SASSA cards. They don't have to bring the proof of residence or any other proof of things. We don't do the affordability test. We didn't have much time for those things. Only what we do is just give them those policies. Everything there happens fast.
Dan kom verduidelik hulle nog vir my, maar ek het nie regtig verstaan nie wat ek gewoonlik eers doen. Ek vra vir die mense, okay, hulle vir hulle verduidelik wat daar aangaan. Hulle vra, waar is julle papier? So hulle vir my nee, dit was vir ons gesê, okay, teken hier, teken daar en dan gaan ons mense. So dit was nie regtig met hulle inkomste en hulle uitgawes, soos by enige leningsbank waar jy gaan, moet jy mos huishoud met jy mos maar uitgee.
Jacob visited his local SASSA office to try and close his EPE account.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that it is not a SASSA card is the first thing. And then when they come to us, when they have challenges, it's very difficult for us to be able to do anything about it except to say to them, go back to where you got the card from.
Beneficiaries must notify SASSA if they want to switch to a commercial bank account. But EPE agents seem to be able to bypass this requirement. In their response, Net1 says both the SASSA and EPE accounts are underwritten by Grindrod Bank.
They're not quite following our envisaged process for having money paid into an account. So if a social grant beneficiary wants a bank account, they would open the account with the respective bank, and then they would come to a SASSA office, much like I would go to my bank, get a slip from them, take it to my salary advice office and have my salary paid into that account. What's happening with the EPE accounts is that there's not that approval being given to SASSA.
Jacob then travelled with the crew to Worcester, a return trip of 99 kilometres to the nearest Net1 office that also doubles as an EPE branch.
Hier en terug sal dit vir my R200 kos, Johan, om in Worcester te kom en weer in die koue Bokkeveld by my huis te kom.
Now, one of the big problems is that the EasyPay card is issued by Grindrod Bank, and Grindrod Bank doesn't have a presence as in bank branches and ATMs like the other banks do.
Grindrod Bank says the over 2 million EPE clients should contact the Net1 call centre or visit one of the 140 Net1 branches for queries. The EPE terms and conditions state that the account can be closed at any time at an EPE branch. It also does not mention that the EPE card is for life.
De manier is de kaart ook gemaakt. Het is samengestemd met termen en voorwaarden dat je levenslang op je kaartje gaat. Ik plaats het zo levenslang bij ons kaartje, omdat ons kaartje nog veel gratis begrafenis dat je geeft van R2500. Net om aan je groenkaart.
Maar hij wil dat ook, hij stelt niet belang in dat verder. Hij wil die groenkaart totaal cancelleren.
Cancelleren, ja.
Dus dat is net vernietigd, nee?
Ja, nieuws weer. Ja, hij weer.
Ja, dus.
Oké, als je het wil cancelleren, moet je achter op je kaartje zijn tolvrij nummer. Je belt net hij en je geeft je plakje, je reden. Dan kom je die kaartje wil cancelleren en het gaat zo'n trend 31 dagen een maand.
The Net1 representative warned Jacob that phoning the Net1 call centre is only free from landlines. She recommended that Jacob use a public phone.
Ja, van ook ja, niet voor niet dat gaat het bij je eten.
Nee, hij ook is het wel eens gewoon het eruit gaat.
Ons gaan die rekening sluit zodra die lening klaar is. Je moet net voor mij een bewijs, een beëdigde verklaring brengen dat je niet langer gewoon kaart wil lenen.
Net1 says that Jacob only made a request to close his account on the 9th of June. They have no record of his visit to the Net1 Worcester branch in February. At the Net1 office, Jacob finally received a bank statement and discovered that a company, One Life, had been deducting a funeral policy from his grant for almost 2 years.
Kijk, ek is meneer Fortuin hier by Koue Bokkeveld. Ek was gister by Emerald in Worcester. Ek het my polis laat stop by hulle. Hulle het my verwys na One Life wat nog aftrek. En ek wil graag my polis by u stop en so aan.
Since Jacob already had a funeral policy, he wanted the One Life policy cancelled and his money reimbursed. He called the One Life call centre since the nearest broker was about 2 hours away. One Life is not a subsidiary of Net1.
Wie is my begunstigde?
Dit is Rian Fortuin.
Rian Fortuin.
Ja, meneer. Hulle sê dis meneer se seun.
Nee, ek het nie 'n seun wat Rian is. Nee, dis 'n baie groot fout daai.
Meanwhile, Serena and the crew travelled a 99 kilometres return trip to the Net1 branch to get an EPE bank statement.
Hi Serena.
Hi Marita. You're right Marita, ek kan nie klaar nie Marita.
From September to December 2016, XY Money Loans removed almost 4,000 Rand from her EPE account following a 256 Rand cash loan.
Op een dag het hulle 1.3 aftrekkings gemaak.
Marita advised Serena to go to XY Money Loans to request a refund.
As mos jy 560 wat hulle afgetrek het. Daar was niks in my rekening nie. Hulle kan nooit my daai nou gee nie. Reken tel dit op, dan kan jy sien.
Wat het hulle nou gedoen?
Hulle het my die R3.100 teruggegee nou.
Hoe voel jy nou?
Nee, ek voel nog gelukkig dat ek net my geld teruggekry het.
A lot of people, the big companies and so on, look from the outside in and say, oh, but there are billions of rands there. And yes, there are. We pay about 150 billion is what we're expecting to pay out this year. But it is to go to provide that lifeline for the most vulnerable. It is not there to provide a financial opportunity for people who are already making money.
CPS, as a Net1 subsidiary, manages the payment of grants, while other Net1 companies such as Moneyline, Manje Mobile and SmartLife sell financial products to beneficiaries.
And so that does raise those questions of whether there's a conflict of information, a conflict of interest, whether there's information sharing. Are they piggybacking off the government infrastructure? Are they misusing their position?
CPS has been accused of sharing the confidential data of social grant beneficiaries with Net1 subsidiaries. Net1 denies these claims and referred the documentary team to a 2017 KPMG report that cleared Net1 of wrongdoing. But the whistleblower refutes this.
It's so simple. We're using a pine 30. We just put the card of that particular beneficiary, and then I would see the whole information through this pine 30. That's who is she or he and the date of birth. All the information, it just comes there.
Jacob called the Net1 call center.
Ek wil net graag hoor hoe kan ek maak? Ek wil die kaart laat stop. Maar u moet net vir my verduidelik wat moet ek doen en hoe moet ek nou maak?
I don't understand Afrikaans. You can speak English.
I cannot speak English. Ek kan net Afrikaans praat.
Net1, goeiemiddag.
Nou wil ek net hoor wat moet ek doen en hoe ek moet maak.
Meneer, pak sal het nou doen, nee, want hulle is bezig om nou die volgende pensioen uit te betaal. Ons kan nie die eerste maand weer die kant toe box, die kan val op die eerste maand.
Net1 says that if a request to cancel an EPE account is logged before the 25th of the month, the account is closed within 72 hours. If the request is logged on or after the 25th, the account will be closed on the first day of the new month due to staff paying social grants. It is 3 months since Serena tried to cancel her EPE bank account in February at the Net1 branch. She called the EPE call center to try again.
Can you send me to a person who speaks Afrikaans, please?
Someone who speaks Afrikaans will call you back.
Okay.
And I have your contact info. What is your number? They can call you back on.
My phone number.
Her calls were never returned. Net1 says they have no record of Serena trying to close her account. Meanwhile, the Witzenberg Rural Development Center and Black Sash called on social grant beneficiaries who experienced problems with the EPE for a speak out in Ceres. In the audience was Alan Gray, the second biggest shareholder of Net1. The beneficiaries all complained that they did not have control over their EPE bank account.
Hulle het gesê as jy nie 'n polis oopmaak nie, dan kry jy nie 'n lening by hulle nie.
Hier is my groen kaart wat ek nou nog het. Ek sal natuurlik seker nou doen, maar nog altyd met hom pay. Want hulle het hom nou nog nie gestop nie.
Leading the morning exercises for the CE Tebaleng Service Club in Soshanguve is Man Tite, the club's vice secretary. She says she was scammed into opening an EP account and then experienced unauthorized deductions.
So raya ko fishing, kamo fishing, o ka sitse mang ke mang go na le batho ba SASSA go na le ba green card ba mix. So batho ba Gere kena ba re le tlogela khata SASSA le tsena mo ya green card. Ga le sa tse green card le ka sthole payments tsa lona tsa SASSA. Ke ka mo ke tsene mo ke wetseng ka mo green card. So leeto la ka le this green card ha le soke le ba monate.
And you must remember that we're talking about the old people here. So at some stage, we don't even have to explain a lot because we are being pushed for the target. So maybe we will make our work easy by not telling everything. As much you get the numbers to show your manager, that's it. I think that is why most of our people have policies or loans which they didn't even know how it came across to them.
Man Tite was able to close her EP account. Since her experience, the service club now helps to educate other social grant beneficiaries.
Taba ya mathomo setšhaba sa rona, the whole 9 province ba tshwanetse ba itse gore ge ba gola di-grants tsa bona ba seke ba wetswa kope go kry-a green card. Ge ba thoma ba tshwanetse ba kry-e di-grants whether ke mogodi or ke menyana o golla bana ba ye straight to SASSA ene ba seke tle ba utlwelela dipuo tsa ka mothoko ge dilo di fetolwa ba tla utlwa ka SASSA gore dilo tsa bona di tle di tsamaye pele ene ba bane le bo nnete le bo straight mo dilong tse.
It's the 1st of July and almost 5 months have passed since the crew first visited Jaco.
Die groenkaart mense het my gebel en hulle het my toe gesê dat die groenkaart is nou gestop. Ek gaan nou die 1 Julie weer met my ou SASSA kaart pay. Ek het vanoggend gaan kyk en toe ek gesien nee maar ek pay met my ou SASSA kaart nou kry my geld en my geld is nou reg. Daar is nou nie meer 'n probleem nie. Ek is baie happy daarmee.
But Serena was heading back to the Net1 office in Worcester.
Is baie teleurgestel daarin. Die call center het my nog nooit teruggebel nie. Ek hoop my goed gaan dit daar reggemaak word in Worcester.
If they could come in there with a car and let the people open the loan through a boot, then surely it should be as easily accessible for those people to close those accounts.
Hulle sê vir my, hulle help die naweek kan nie die hoofkantoor is toe, dit is maandag.
Human rights activists are hoping that social grant beneficiaries like Serena will be given the option to close their EP accounts in the transition to a new grant payment system. They are also putting pressure on SASSA to hold CPS and its parent company Net1 accountable for the indebtedness that the EP account has created amongst beneficiaries.
If these big companies do the kind of things they do and they want to get away with impunity, I think they should be blacklisted. The bottom line is they should be blacklisted. We've warned you, we've asked you to abide by the Constitution. You're not doing so. You are robbing poor people of their dignity here in this case, their survival. Okay? You are not worthy of doing business with anybody.